On this week's Throwdown, Thick Mike and Dirty Max do the workout.
We've got pull-ups, thrusters, and rowing.
We release these workouts right here on YouTube every Thursday at...
Join our entire community to practice the skill of competing.
Use the next 2 days to plan a strategy, grab some friends, and throw down on Saturday.
See where you stack up each week on our Throwdown leaderboard. It's free to sign up. Go to trainingthinktank.com/throwdown.
This week's throwdown is reverse Jackie for time, 30 pull-ups, 50 thrusters, and 1K row.
This workout concludes our back-to-back-to-back row series that we didn't even tell you about that you were doing as part of the Throwdown.
We're all great hosts. We completely whiffed on that one. Make sure that you grab yourself a judge because doing fast regular pull-ups and thrusters may cause some no reps, so make sure that you're holding yourself to a high standard. For the pull-ups, these are just regular pull-ups, so make sure your chin gets over the bar and that you have full extension at the bottom of each rep. For the thrusters, make sure your hip crease goes below your knee, like Max did in the video, and you have full extension at the top. And in the row, have a 1,000 meter countdown.
Some context for the athletes that are demoing this. One is Mike McGoldrick, Training Think Tank coach, games athlete from probably 75 years ago when he was still elite. He's pretty powerful, he's really good at this short stuff, and actually he won Jackie at regionals in 2013 when he made the CrossFit Games. I'm the other athlete. Mia, who am I?
So Max, he thinks he's good at everything. He's actually good at some things. He's a pro designer, writes workouts to, by designer I meant not clothing designer, follower of the design.
I'd wear your clothes.
Speaking of the design, that's enough context for a minute. Ben, where are we?
We're starting a new training phase in the design next week. I think there's some pretty cool things that we have going on. I'm riding the CrossFit path, which means I'm gonna crush everyone.
Perfect.
You're doing the engine path, and then we also have Mike McGoldrick, the really strong man that snatches 300 pounds and cleans 400 doing the strength path, so maybe people will actually get stronger.
Maybe. Also, if you are following the design, that's a good way to make sure that there isn't conflict between your training on Friday and your throwdown on Saturday. If you're doing another program that conflicts, I'm not saying you should leave, but you should leave.
Wow. Well, Mike and Max have some pretty intricate strategies. Let's check it out.
Unbroken. I did a 335, 1K at the end of, I forget which throwdown it was a couple weeks ago with the handstand walk and the step overs in the row. And then I'd like to beat that. So unbroken, quick transition, unbroken, and then hopefully sub 330 on the row. We'll see.
Unbroken as fast as I can on pull-ups. Run to the bar, literally run to it. Not even stand all the way up, just pick it up from the bottom position, go right into a thruster. Do 50 as fast as I can, and then just basically kill myself on the row. Hold on as tight as I can. I'll probably use the first 500 meters to like settle in and let my legs tell me how fatigued they are, because it is gonna, like after 50 thrusters, it's gonna take like a couple hundred meters, I think, to really feel your legs. But I'd love to be able to have like a really strong kick on the last 500 meters.
Judging positions on point.
Yeah, just to be real careful that my chin did not cross the line.
It gets close there. I'm interested to see if there will be a kick by Mike at the end of this.
After he has a conversation with his legs.
Yeah.
Hey legs, are you tired?
So big thing here for the pull-ups, those that will do it this weekend, a wider grip is going to be a little bit faster. I would practice it beforehand though, so you can see the difference between Mike and Max here. Max, you're a little bit narrow, Mike's a little wide. That's probably, I mean, a little bit more speed per rep.
Yeah, and it makes a difference. And especially in a workout that's this short, if you can go unbroken, you lose a little bit of time on each movement.
Yeah, and you can see you were, what, 2.5 reps behind?
Yeah.
And that's 3 thrusters.
Yeah. And I could not catch up.
My heart rate may have been higher than yours at this point.
Mia was so nervous.
I was going as fast as I possibly could, and Mia kept yelling depth cues, and I was like, I'm going as fast as I can and
I was
trying.
preemptively trying to help you
Yeah.
before I had to throw out no reps.
Well, so you have to be close here, right? Like the movement speed is everything if you're racing people in a workout like this and you have to go unbroken. So you went wider and you try to keep your depth where it's just below parallel so you could keep it fast.
Look at Brandon.
Professional. I actually was trying to hide from the camera there.
Yeah, I think Mike's just speed in general, especially in the squat, is just a little bit faster than mine, and
It's
I
really
knew
good.
coming in that I would have to try to find some sort of advantage. So you can't really tell that much from this, but I'm almost in a sumo stance. I mean, my feet are almost at the first knurling of the bar, and I can't go any deeper than that. She had mentioned it, and I like pulled my feet in a tiny bit just to try to get deeper, but that position that Mike's in is just easier to hit depth in.
Yeah, I mean, you were really wide, just to kind of reiterate that. Like, it was actually really impressive watching you. I was kind of standing over there to the left of the screen watching both of you. And it's like, if you don't have long adductors and good hip rotation, then you're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So you finished 3 behind him, which is where you started.
I finished 3.5 behind him, so he basically gained like half a rep over the course of that. And then I got on here and I looked over. My goal was sub 330. You can't see the pace on here, and you'll notice me checking Mike's screen out, but he was at like a 138, 139 to start, and I was like, man, I just don't know if I have the juice to even try that right now. So I hung around a 145-ish to get started, and then he started to slow down at some point in this row.
There was one point where I thought you were going to make up the difference, but you let me down.
Yeah, well, it happens.
Yeah, about 500 meters left. I think he was probably 40 meters ahead of you. You kicked down to a 140 or so. I wish we actually had a camera on the screens because that would have been fun to watch.
My final kick was like 137 to 139, but I was already like 45 meters behind.
Yeah.
You just can't make up that time.
No, I mean like halfway through. At 500, you started kicking down a little bit. So you were like 140, 141, and Mike actually started slowing down, and it got to like 30 meters. And I was like, oh, if he can keep going, it's going to be really tight the last 100. But then Mike picked the pace back up. He actually told me that he was going to row with one hand and look over at you and just smile. His dominance.
Do you think this would have been any different if we had turned the rowers and you couldn't see each other's screens?
I probably
Because you
would've-
guys are really checking each other out.
I probably would have won.
The way that I wanted to do this was have you guys switch the screen. So take the wires and switch them over so you saw Mike's pace and he saw yours.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
For context, Mike did win Jackie at regionals in 1934 when he was previously an elite athlete in the sport.
I like how you said previously.
So he kind of stacked the deck. He wrote this workout for himself because he knew he would be near the best in the world at it. And then he tried to sucker me in to make me look bad on camera.
Mia, you left your post.
I know, I had to talk to you about our training session.
Unbelievable.
Some little cues and tips for this. You definitely can lose a lot of time in the start of a 1K. And I think getting to your working pace really quickly, I mean, if your fitness is good enough to be like elite and just go unbroken, and not be fatigued, then yeah, get to your working pace immediately. But I think get close to your working pace immediately. And then as you get fatigued, I find that increasing my stroke rate and just going faster helps me keep the flywheel spinning when I'm tired, because I just didn't have like the long, smooth leg drive that I would normally have if my legs weren't crushed from doing the thrusters.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit different than if you were actually rowing in the water, but obviously we're not doing that. So I think one of the things I think of is keeping the stroke rate relatively slow with big, strong pulls to start. And that's kind of probably what you started with, right?
Yeah.
And then, like you said, slowly start ramping it up. And one of the realities in a sport like this is like the last 500 meters, you're just gonna have to hurt. Like that's what it is.
You can see Mike's pain face here. I think he should lose the workout just for that face that he's making of pain.
Oh my gosh. Zoom in.
Yeah, he did zoom in. My strokes per minute started at like around 30, and then I think near the end I was in like 35 to 37 strokes per minute.
Wow, look at your face right now, Max.
I was hurting.
You're a scary man.
I think Mike knew, well, it's over now,
So
but
there he is,
I would say with like 100
5:12.
meters left, he knew.
Yeah, he knew he was in the winning position.
Did that make you
And
mad?
A little bit. Yeah. 5:19.
It's a close race. That was fun
Yeah.
to watch.
If you just would have done those 3 pull-ups faster.
Damn it, Mia.
Well,
Project Pat, take us away.
It's a wrap, you know what I'm saying? Your boy Project Patar in this thing, man. Hey, look, man, thank y'all for watching Training Think Tank YouTube channel. Y'all hit that motherfucking subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? So y'all go ahead, man. Thank y'all for watching the channel, you know what I'm saying? Hit that motherfucking subscribe button, let it be known, what it be known, what it be known, you know what I'm saying? Patar.